Hello everyone, welcome back to the Human Reviews channel, and today I am sick. I feel terrible. I feel like I am actually about to die, and I decided that today was the day I was gonna listen to a death album, which is about the worst thing you can listen to when you're ill, because it is the loudest, most in-your-face music imaginable, but I kinda don't care because I have been excited to listen to this album for way too long, and I'm not putting it back anymore. I have listened to one other Death album. I have listened to Human, and I thought Human was incredible. I have heard a couple of songs off of this album. I've heard the title track, Symbolic. I've heard Without Judgement, and I've heard Perennial Quest, I don't know how to say that. And I think all of those songs are amazing. Oh no, I've not heard Perennial Quest, I've heard Misanthrope, sorry. I think all three of those songs are amazing. Symbolic in particular, I return to a lot. So I am very excited to get into this album. This album came out in 1995. It is 9 songs, 50 minutes. I thought this thing was going to be longer, honestly. I thought it was going to end up being over an hour long, but I'm kind of happy it isn't. Because over an hour of music this aggressive and intense while I'm ill probably wouldn't be very good. Oh yeah, I need to remind you all, I always forget to do this at the start of videos, we film these reactions live, like I'm doing right now. So if you ever see that I'm live recording, you should come stop in. I interact with the chat. I get people's thoughts on the album. I even include some chats in the videos if I think they are particularly insightful or interesting. And yeah, I am just going to get straight into this album. Track 1, title track, I've already heard this song, Symbolic. This song is the best highlight of Death's unconventional song structuring. This song, I've heard it a lot. I've listened to this song a lot of times, and it kind of just like gets better every time I hear it. It is just more. I just pick up on more things. I notice like extra details. I feel like just the insane energy of this song is like unmatched by like anything else I've heard in this genre. This song's so good. The 2 ride cymbals are so cool. Oh my god. God, the switch ups all work so well. Sounds like Chester Bennington? I mean, not really. I don't even mind the fade out that much. It's not great, but I don't mind it. Listen, I've heard that song before, and every single time I listen to it, it grows on me. I just notice extra details. I just feel like this song clicks with me even stronger every single time I return to it. That is honestly one of the best openers to a metal album ever. That is like about as perfect as like you can get with death metal, with technical death metal. There's even like elements of like some like proggy stuff in there. This is about as good as it gets in this genre. I don't really see how any other song on this album or any other song in this subgenre of metal could top it. That song is a 10. Probably my favorite death song that I've heard. Like, absolutely. It's like the definition of perfection. It's so good. Death over Metallica? I agree. Metallica, they have 3 great albums. They have Ride the Lightning, they have Master of Puppets, and they have the Black Album. I haven't heard all of their other albums, but I've heard I think at least one song from each of their other albums, and then there's like some of the full albums I've heard, like their last one, and none of them have been great. Like their last album was fine, but I've not really enjoyed much stuff from any of their other albums that I've heard. So yeah, and everything I've heard from Death I've thought has been incredible. So yeah, I definitely agree. Next track, we have Zero Tolerance. Hello? Okay, it's just not playing anything. Hold on a sec. There we go. In the dark of night, I've not heard this one yet. The speeding up and slowing down is so cool. The recording of the drums is so good. They are so thick and so heavy and so loud. I love the way the drums are recorded and the cymbals too. It's one of the best drum sounds in like any metal album. It's incredible. Yeah, that song was incredible. Where the previous song felt like it was constantly building, this song feels like it's constantly descending, and but it like doesn't let up. It doesn't have a single moment where I feel like the energy is too low. It's definitely slower than the previous song, but I feel like it still keeps up like that same level of intensity and energy. Listen, I am very sick right now, so I am not able to properly form my thoughts. This song was incredible, and I think it was nearly as good as the first song. I give it like a 9.8. That was so good. That was actually incredible. This dude sounds like Surge from your suggestion. This guy sounds nothing like Surge Tankian. Next track we have Empty Words. Is it gonna play? Whoa. The echoey vocals are so cool. Surprising amount of lyrical depth for a death metal album. Like a genuinely like a shocking amount of like lyrical competency. Normally like the writing is sort of just like throwaway for the sound. The writing is actually pretty incredible here. Yeah, I think the writing is incredible here. They're able to take lyrical themes that are so simple and personal, like struggling to move on from something, and make it sound like this big, grand, like end of the world sounding song. Like straight up, had I not like actually sat here and focused on the lyrics, I would just assume he's talking about like the devil rising up from hell or something, as most death metal bands do. But no, there is like actual powerful writing here, and it's so cool. Okay, I like this fade out actually. Surprisingly, like, I think this is a great fade out. That was never in Guitar Hero, really? This sounds like it would be perfect for Guitar Hero. No, listen, firstly, I'm not crying. My eyes are watering because, you know that thing where, like, you got a runny nose and then it, like, unblocks a little bit and your eyes start watering? That is what just happened to me, and it doesn't feel great. That song is a 10. Yes, that song is fantastic. Oh, I'm getting a spam call. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, that song is a 10. That was better than what I was even expecting from this album. Like, hearing Symbolic, that song, I still think Symbolic is my favorite death song I've heard, but I didn't think there would be any songs that would be able to like fully live up to it, and this comes pretty damn close. That was like, it was able to be this big, grand, like end of the world sounding death metal song that was just like so intense and so over the top and so ridiculous, but at the same time it has actual like legitimate lyrical depth. Like it's so well written. The actual way that the lyrics are put across in a way so that they can match the intense larger than life sound whilst also covering a topic that is so personal and small scale, I guess. Is it like their ability to do that and have it not feel like tonal whiplash is incredible. Yeah, that song is a 10. That was incredible. I don't even know if any of what I just said made any sense. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am so out of it right now. Oh my god. This album's very good though. I'm loving this. Next track we have Sacred Serenity. Starting with an audible bass line. You know, this is the most straightforward song so far, and I honestly kind of like it. Like, where the previous 3 songs have all been, like, super complex and stuff like that, this one just feels like it's just being more straightforward and not trying to switch up too much, not trying to, like, feel too, like, proggy or anything like that. And I like that because it feels like we're getting, like, a more focused song, which is like a nice change of pace. I don't think it's like quite as like engaging or gripping as the previous songs, but it's still working very well. The bass line on this song is amazing. Oh, that's it, huh? That was probably my least favorite song so far. But it's still getting like a 9.4 to like a 9.5. That was incredible. It's the most straightforward song so far, and while I feel like that makes it maybe just a tiny bit less engaging and maybe just the tiniest bit less interesting to me, I still think this is amazing. It's still insanely well performed. The structure of the song is fantastic. The vocals are still amazing. I think the writing on this one is super strong, where it's like talking about being like safe from the destruction of time and trying to like preserve things as long as you can. It's the lyrics are like incredibly well written on this one. The song is still solid as hell, even if it's my least favorite so far. I don't think there's going to be a single bad song on this album. I don't think there's going to be a single song that gets beneath a 9, to be honest. Next track, 1000 Eyes. It seemed to be getting a little bit like political on this song. To the left and to the right, from behind, they're out of sight, plunging into a newfound age of advanced observance. A worldwide foolproof cage. Privacy and intimacy as we know it will be a memory. Viewing the blind complexity by which laws were justified to erase simplicity. Seems like it's like getting a little bit political here. To the left and to the right. Wow, that outro was one of the best moments on this album so far. This song is probably like my favorite in terms of imagery on the album so far. It's talking about like being enslaved and things living in the pupils of 1,000 eyes and stuff like that. I like that this song has a more political edge to it. It's a really, really interesting like lyrical direction to take the album, and I think it was really well done here. Like the writing is absolutely fantastic. Like it's saying like privacy and intimacy as we know it will be a memory. That's so cool. So cool. Yeah, this song is another 10. That was amazing. I don't know, I feel like I'm just waffling at this point. I don't even know. Cover that on drums. I can't even play double bass. Like, I can't play double bass. Playing this would be impossible for me. And we are over halfway through this album already. Next track, another song I've heard before, but I haven't really returned to it much, so I don't remember much about it. Next track, Without Judgement. Oh yeah, this song has a great bass line. I remember this. The melody counteracts the intensity to make it more digestible, yeah. Oh my god. Every song has such great push and pull. The way they slow down and speed up, and the way it adds to the insane intensity is so good. Yeah, this riff is crazy. Again, the push and pull is amazing. That fill was so cool. Exactly. Gaming channel is where it's at. I spoke over the outro, I probably shouldn't have done that. That was another borderline perfect song on the album. I don't think it's a 10, it's like a 9.8 for me. It's like about as close to a 10 as you can get. Actually, no, it is a 10. I don't know why I gave it a 9.8. That song, I don't have anything that would give it below a 10. That was insane. That was nuts. Towards the middle of the song where it went into like that slower, smoother section, and then it just slowly built, slowly increased the intensity, and then it just punches you in the face and goes into like the most energetic, insane part of like the entire album. That part alone is incredible. And then you have every single other section of this song that is just absolutely insane. This song is like ridiculously good. This is probably my second favorite song on the album so far, right behind Symbolic. Honestly, that was ridiculous, especially that outro. I love the outro of that. All right, down to the final three. Already down to the final three. Next track, Crystal Mountain.
From my faith, passed out from self, that I was done. Twisting your eyes to perceive all that you want to dagger. Of the divine.
Oh. I wasn't expecting everything to drop out like that. I love this. I love this cleaner section. Bringing out the acoustic instruments. Yeah. Like really Eastern sounding acoustic instrumentation. Is that a mandolin? I think that's a mandolin. Firstly, I'm gonna get my score for that song out of the way. It is a 9.8 for me. And the only reason it doesn't get a 10 is because the intro just felt like it could have been just a tiny bit more engaging. And I feel like the fade out lasted just a little long. Besides that, this song is like legit outside of those two things, like the very beginning and the very end. This song is like practically perfect. The way it switches to the clean moments is amazing. Just the way everything else drops out and then it comes right back in again. The implementation of like the acoustic stuff at the end with like that, I think it's a mandolin, and it sounds like kind of Eastern inspired. That is so sick. The pacing of this song, it's arguably one of the best paced songs outside of like the very end on the album up to this point. That was incredible. That is a 9.8. Yeah. All right. Final two. Next track, we have Misanthrope. I've heard this one, by the way. That switch into the halftime was so cool. I'm going back into this. Okay. Love how roomy the drums sound here. That's cool. I forgot about the switch up. I like this section, but I don't feel like it needed to return. Yeah, that song had some of my favorite sections on the album so far. But honestly, I think it is one of my least favorite entire tracks on the album so far. It's still very good. It's still absolutely incredible. But there are just kind of a couple points on the song where it just sort of feels like it's just another song on the album, and there are certain parts where it just doesn't really stand out as much as some other tracks. Like, this is the first one where I don't really have as much to say about it as some of the others, which is kind of giving me something to say about it, because it did just kind of feel like it was just another song on the album. When you're just another song on an album this good, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I give this one like another 9.5. That was like, acting like that song was by any means less than incredible would be dishonest. Okay, here we are, track 9. How long have I been recording for? I'm going for over an hour. Damn, this is flown by. This album's been fantastic. All right, last song, 8.5 minutes. Perennial Quest.
With curiosity and evolve into soul-vibration.
This sounds really like bouncy. It is pronounced perennial, I'm a genius.
I will take it raw and be on my way.
Offbeat hi-hats are like really cool in that section. Man. Oh, this solo is so cool. Okay. Was not expecting that switch up. You know, they know exactly how long to make every single section, because the second I'm like, okay, this section's going on a little long, they yank me back in with another complete switch up. And it is like just as good as the previous section every single time. Like, it's over. I don't even need to listen to the rest of the song to know it's incredible. Oh, the bass tone is so good. Imagine if Death made a chamber pop album, yeah. Yo, he's coming to say hello right at the end. What a way to close this album off. Wow. Great fade out too. Actually, like, a fade out that feels like it, like, thematically makes sense. That is about as good of a closer to this album as I could have asked for. That was 8.5 minutes of all of the best things about this album put into one song. And then they give you this, like, gorgeous acoustic outro at the end that actually has one of, like, the best uses of a fade out I've ever heard. Song is a 10. Yeah, that was one of the most intense, impactful album closers I've ever heard. It has so many switch ups. Everything, it is like perfectly paced. 8.5 minutes is like the perfect length for this song. It does not feel like there is a single moment on here where it like overstays its welcome, where it feels like I'm getting bored at any point. It literally, like, every single section, literally just before I get to the point where I'm like, I want it to switch up, it slaps me in the face with another new section. I went into this album knowing that I would like it, but thinking I probably wouldn't get as good of a listen out of it as I could, because I'm sick right now and this is a very loud, intense album. But honestly, me being sick and me being out of it has not affected it at all. In fact, I'd say it's probably enhanced it, because I'm probably not able to pick up on any, like, nitpicks I might have with the album. With that being said, I am going to add up my scores real quick, and then I'm going to tell you what my overall score for this album is. Sounds about right. I am feeling a 9.8 out of 10 on this album. This thing is about as close as you can get to being a 10. This is one of the most intense, relentless, I want to say like punishing listens ever. Like this thing is not exactly easy on the ears. It is non-stop, front to back, high energy, heavy as hell for like 50 minutes. And it doesn't let up until like the very final moments of the album. This is one of the best metal albums I have it's one of the best metal albums I've ever heard. If I re-listen to this, it could like possibly grow to a 10, honestly. There is not a single like bad song, not a single bad moment on the album. Only a couple moments on certain songs that I feel like don't quite live up to others, and even then I don't feel like it docks the score of the album too much. This thing is this close to perfection. It is this close. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Sorry for not being as high energy or as precise as I normally am, because I am ill, which, you know, isn't the best conditions to make a reaction under. But I've done it before with like the Image Shape Pool video, so it kind of works. Make sure you like and subscribe and whatnot. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers by September. Make sure you let me know what you thought of this album down below in the comments. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? What's your favorite song? And stuff like that. Let me know what other albums you want me to listen to in the future. Join the Discord if you want. The link for that will be in the description. Check out my gaming channel. And I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Goodbye.